Everybody, what's up? It's Tori and B for the FKB debate, hip hop debate.
First class Reg here. That's my shit now.
Oh,
And
I'm introducing myself?
Ravy B.
Raven.
And we got the Godfather right here.
Wow, really? With the full shirt too?
Yeah. Hey.
Took off the sweater.
And we are here to debate something that's very near and dear to my heart, the Atlanta hip hop scene. So
are you like from Atlanta?
No, I'm from Harlem, baby girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so let's go. I want to talk about who was more influential in Atlanta hip hop scene. Was it Jermaine Dupri or was it Outkast? Because they were both very like quintessential in it. And I just want to just give this disclaimer. I understand that Organized Noise were the producers of a lot of songs for Goody Mob and Outkast, but like Outkast being the faces and being the artists that was signed to LaFace and being the rappers that came out. That's why I say them opposed to Organized Noise. I just want to give that disclaimer because my friend Stefan over here was unsure why I didn't say Organized Noise versus
chicken and the egg. That's all.
It's fine, but yeah. So I'm gonna start it off, and
Cause you in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Here we go with that bullshit, right? Born and raised 1199, baby. Yeah, you really fucked me up with that. I was gonna say some crazy shit. Q, who do you think was more influential for Atlanta hip hop, Jermaine Dupri or Outkast?
I'm gonna go with Jermaine because he produced for multiple artists. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like obviously Outkast as an entity was bigger than Jermaine, I think. But I mean, Jermaine made Confessions.
That's
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Confessions.
But I don't think you're weighing the right options here.
Why is that?
I don't think it's a lot to take into account. I think when the question comes up, what I think about is like who's most influential for the music scene of Atlanta. And I feel like culturally, Jermaine has that reach. Because like I didn't hear about Magic City till Jermaine. I didn't hear about Room, well, I heard about Room.
Money Power.
112.
I heard about that before. But
I mean, that was because of Jermaine though. 112 was because of Jermaine.
Yeah. Those were fixtures because of Jermaine. Like in rap. Yeah. So like he made it. He brought the culture to it. I mean, you got Welcome to Atlanta.
But I think it's like I'm just gonna be the person to say I think it's both of them equally because I feel like even now today, if you look at style, like the way Atlanta rappers dress, the way they act, some of the the way the music sounds sometimes, the way they want to rap, I feel like it's Outkast too, and I think style wise, Outkast.
Young Thug.
I mean, but yeah, even besides like Young Thug, just overall, I'm saying like when you look at kids in Atlanta, like if you just see somebody in the street or like in the scene, I feel like them being so open with creativity and playing around with like different sounds and different looks and all that, duos like working together and having solo projects, I feel like that influenced hip hop now, like Atlanta right now. 2018.
Yeah, I mean, I say Jermaine more so for that cultural influence, but like, I mean, I was personally upset when he called Atlanta the new Uptown, the new Motown.
When I think of you say influential, I think influence is relative, and if you're gonna say influential over time, then the answer to me would be Jermaine Dupri. If you're gonna say influence today, it'd be Outkast because Jermaine Dupri introduced.
So wise, Cameron.
His interest.
Jermaine Dupri literally introduced Atlanta rap to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
Crisscross.
You know what I'm saying? Crisscross. And then from Crisscross, Jermaine Dupri, you had the Brat, who's the Brat's from Chicago, right?
She's from Chicago, but his production over that, so she's from Chicago as well.
So with that, but to me, like the first time I even paid attention to anybody in Atlanta was when Money Ain't a Thing came out. When he collabed with Hov. And at that point, he'll say he introduced Hov to the South, which he did. But in turn, he introduced the South to us because we wasn't listening to that shit before then.
Okay.
Like nobody up here was listening to that. And then as he started to get his sound with his production and everything else, all that shit started coming up here. And so to me, if you can introduce something and open up people's eyes to something, that's more influential than maybe the way someone dresses or the way someone flows, because we didn't know what Atlanta rap was until Jermaine Dupri. So you can't say that someone who came after we knew what Atlanta rap was and then maybe influenced someone's style or someone's flow is more influential than the nigga who actually introduced us to Atlanta rap.
And it's tricky. I say it's tricky because like most of what he's known for is in R&B rather than in rap. Like he has like he's put more numbers on the board with his R&B shit. But I mean, I think it's still clear that it's Jermaine for rap.
So can I go without getting my head bit off for why I feel like it's Outkast?
Say what's true to your heart.
I really am, because Outkast is my favorite group of all time, and I'm gonna tell you why. When they got on the stage at the Source Awards and they said, and Andre 3000 said, hip hop got something to say, and they won their award.
South got something to say.
The South got something to say. I'm sorry. Jack Daniels fucking me up. So when he got on the stage and said that, like, it just became prominent, right? So people just started paying attention. Andre 3000 was doing shit that was just catching everybody's attention, like drawing attention on him, and like him and Big Boy were like the yin and yang of what's in Atlanta hip hop now, as far as like the influences. So you can have someone that looks like Migos and Young Thug, right? So you could tell like, all right, they get their influence from like Andre 3000, like melody, like riding the beat, right? But then you have like rappers that like rap hard and rap about like the streets and like what they see in the vision. So that's Big Boy, Jeezy. I mean, Big Boy gives you Jeezy, he gives you Gucci Mane, like that, right? So literally, these two rappers, even though like they did come after Jermaine, and like Jermaine, like he introduced like the lifestyle of Atlanta to everyone, right? Like Outkast was just influential as far as like giving you a sound, giving you the lyrics to it, and making you respect Atlanta rappers. Like, because before them, like everybody thought like, all right, these was country, they can't talk, they can't articulate anything, and then you have Andre 3000, who's like one of the most prolific rappers like ever, right? Some people, like, I put Andre 3000 in my top 5, and he doesn't even have a solo album. Like, literally just off of his guest verses alone.
Your top 5 ever?
Yeah. That's just me, though. Like, that's just me. And I understand, like, some people might be like, yo, he don't even have a full body of work. But I'm just like,
I mean, he's like your rapper's favorite rapper.
Yeah. So when you listen to these Outkast projects and, like, you know, them like aren't they the last rap act to win Album of the Year at the Grammys?
Well, you know what's crazy? I shot the hip hop
stunt. Okay.
I shot the hip hop honors this year. Yeah, and it was like the 90s, and Jermaine Dupri and Master P were acknowledged as like most influential, or like they got the Lifetime Achievement or something along those lines, right? And they were just saying how together they broke the barriers for the South.
Absolutely.
And like when you look at music now, the South dominates music across the board, and it wouldn't be like that without Jermaine Dupri
it's been like that
and Master P. So I guess if you're saying, I think like I'll take back what I would retract my statement, because I can see Jermaine just breaking the barrier for what.
But then to that point again of influence being relative, I want to say maybe like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and like the guys in the 70s and early 80s who played basketball kind of broke the barrier of what basketball was and is now. Michael Jordan revolutionized basketball as to what we know it now. So maybe Outkast is the Michael Jordan, and Jermaine Dupri is that introduction. He is the Connie Hawkins. He is the Tiny Archibald. He is the Tiny Archibald. He's the Lou Alcindor. You know, so to that point, again, influence is relative, because there may be someone between that era and the Jordan era who doesn't acknowledge Jordan, but then there's no one after the Jordan era who cannot acknowledge Jordan. You know, so again, it's relative, and it's all to the point of to say most influential is it's of the opinion, which everything in hip hop is. Yeah. But in that sense, I can't shit on Outkast. You know what I'm saying? I can't shit on the next generation.
Oh, nah, yeah, we can't shit on either one of them.
They're equally as influential to me, but if you're asking me personally what's more influential, it's the nigga who introduced me to it.
Okay.